I think by now people are kind of realizing for the first time, for many, the first time, that printing money doesn't work. And that's their only solution they got left. I think people are finally waking up that something might be wrong. I mean,
by my demographic analysis, the greatest boom in history. When I was predicting this in the 80s, people thought I was crazy. That the U.S. could do so well. They thought Japan and Asia was going to take over the world. I said, no, that we still have a giant, one of the best baby booms in history coming along, and they're going to spend and earn a lot of money, and we're going to have the greatest boom in history from 1983 to 2007. And then 2008, of course, it did go down. And I predicted that 20-some years before it happened, okay? But forget that. That caused a shock to the economy. And then governments have been printing money ever since. Now, to print money for a year to overcome a strong downturn like 2008-9, I'd agree with that. 1 year of money printing. To be printing money 13, 14 years and escalating and printing and fiscal stimulus combined after COVID for 2 years, $10 trillion, half of GDP, is insanity. So this shows how crazy things have gotten. Governments we should have had, my forecast all the way back to the 80s when I started with my generation cycles and technology cycles every 45 years, the generation are more like 38, 39. And we'd have the greatest boom in history, but it would slow after 2007 and not come back with the millennials until about 2023, 24. Well, what we have now is we have the greatest bubble in history because governments fought the slowdown after 2008, which was very serious and would have been more serious and should have lasted into 2010, much like the 29 to 32 collapse. They just bubbled up financial assets. They haven't changed incomes and stuff. They bubbled up financial assets, which means the rich, which were already getting richer in the greatest bubble boom in history, got even richer, and everyday people are still struggling. And now we have an economy, and I've been warning for years, I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but it's happening now. You can't do this forever. You can't just print money and grow an economy past its fundamentals of what I study better than I think anybody in the world. When do people earn and spend money over their life cycle? What's the life cycle of people, and how do generations, particularly the largest in history, at least the largest in 250 years, the baby boom generation, affect that boom and bust? And we are still in the bust wake of the baby boom's peak into 2023-24 before we can grow through natural causes. And I see that this government printing scheme is now failing, despite printing more and more, failing anyway, because you can't do this forever, and it's going to collapse, which is just in time for us to balance out the economy so we can grow again with the millennial generation from 2024 forward. So I'm happy to see this collapse. I'm happy to see a downturn, damn it. We should have had a bigger one in 2008, 9, and 10 and got rid of most of this bad debt. Now we have more bad debt than ever. We're going to get rid of it in the next few years. It's going to be painful.
So Harry, to that point on the stock market, you said the first wave of this downturn of the stock market is already happening?
Yeah. No, I think it already just bobbed. We're bouncing out of that. It's not that strong a bounce, by the way. I don't think it's going to last past this month if it has not already peaked.
So Harry,
the proof of my concept, and I think Robert's here, obviously, if we see another wave down, which would be the logical thing, forget everything we're saying. If I'm just looking as a stock chartist, we had this first crash, a tepid bounce, and we have another one of the same magnitude. We're going to see 73.50, on the NASDAQ, down more than 50% by late this year, early next year, and then people are going to know something is really wrong.
So Harry,